If you ask a Japanese person, are you guys energetic and passionate like anime in real life? They'll think you're out of your mind. Actually, almost all the things you see in anime, no one will ever do in real life. You'll find that anime Japan and real Japan are two completely different worlds. Look at Naruto Uzumaki. He talks about his dream all the time. I'm gonna be Hokage. Says it out loud and proudly. But try that in real life. Stand up in public and say, I'm gonna be the strongest. No one will get inspired. They will look at you like an idiot. And if Naruto is the student's version, then Monkey D. Luffy is the workplace version. In anime, he fights for his friend, let his emotions explode, make decisions on his own. But what if you do that in a real Japanese company? You won't look brave, you'll be finished. Because in reality, decisions are group-based, personal emotions are suppressed, conflict is avoided whenever possible. What people don't like to admit is that everyone knows anime exists for people who are crushed in real life have somewhere to breathe. But the real misunderstanding is not anime rebellions for the reality oppression. It's that once you strip it down to the root, you'll find those hard-blooded heroes that not as brave as you think. At first glance, anime heroes look rebellious, romantic, and individualistic. But if you look closer, that's not what's going on. Take Naruto again. He was bullied and excluded his entire childhood. So what does he do? He tries his best to become Hokage to win the recognition from the system. Never questions, why did you treat me like that? Same story happens to Son Goku. His power was insane. But what does he do is just follow the rules. Beats the bad guys, lives simply, trains himself. That's not rebellion. That's the discipline inside the system. Even Monkey D. Luffy, the guy who smashes authority his whole life, he ignores the world government, doesn't care about the celestial dragons. Looks like pure rebellion, right? But think about it. What all he does is for freedom. Not to ask why they are celestial dragons. Not to ask why they are slaves. He rejects rules, but he never questions the system itself. And here's something more interesting. Look at the endings. The ones who try to challenge the system usually end badly. Like Lelouch and Parawash. And the ones who protect the system, they win. Goku defeats the villain and goes home to his family. Izuku Midoriya wants to protect the world and then become the right kind of hero. Japanese storytelling loves this pattern. If you challenge the system, you pay for it with everything. They even romanticize it, call it tragedy beauty. People love to say anime is a release valve for a repressed society, but almost no one tells you even that release valve has its limits. And then again, if anime is that intense or emotional, why doesn't society fall apart? What if people copy it? Of course, the system knows anime has influence. They're not stupid, but not in the way you think. You won't see people punching each other in the street. Japan's violent crime rate is among the lowest in the developed countries. If you ask 10 people when you get angry, do you hit someone? 9 will say no. They might be shaky, face red, hands tight, but at most they mutter a few words and walk away. That's it. Does it sound anything like anime? Look at schools. In the West, bullying is direct. Fights, insults, open attacks. In Japan, it's silent. The whole class just cut you off. No punches, no yelling, but you're completely alone from everything. Teachers don't step in much, students don't help. You either adapt to or you leave. This system is not afraid to copy anime because the moment you try, you get filtered out immediately. Anime characters can shout, they can fail 100 times and stand up again, but in real life, the moment even you think like that, the system shuts you down. Japan's already figured this out. Anime is for emotion, reality is for rules. They don't mix. And ironically, anime might even reduce impulses. Like watching a fight doesn't mean you wanna fight. You feel it, then you go back to normal. And not all the anime is intense. Look at Spirited Away. Slow, quiet, controlled. So when you see cold people, intense stories, that's not about morality. It's just different emotions handled by different systems. But if you stop here, you're still on the surface. Zoom out, the pattern gets bigger. If you think the West has heroes like Batman or Spider-Man, while Japanese don't have because of cultural difference, you are wrong. Look at Son Goku and Izuku Midoriya. They are insanely powerful but different from the West. Fighting, growth, friendship, sacrifice, fate. No matter how strong they get, they won't challenge the social structure itself. Western cultures talk about individualism, freedom of expression. But in reality, individual power is limited, so they create super individuals. A weak person suddenly gets controlled after eating a tin of spinach. Different stories, same logic. Look at 1001 Nights. In society with concentrated power, stories focus on survival through intelligence, not strength, not rebellion. Every civilization does this. Stories don't mirror reality, they compensate for it. Fills the gap, extends what's missing, gives people a way out. So when people think Japanese people must be like anime, most Japanese people don't take that seriously. Even if you get it wrong, they'll stay polite, maybe even explain it to you. Because real strangers never shows up for strangers. They only show up for real friends. And those are rare. Alright, that's it for today. If you also like digging to the root, hit follow, we'll dig it deeper next time.